far as I know, and I really shouldn't say that, but I think he swung both ways, because Cesar Romero was definitely gay.
Hollywood has always been a place of secrets, but some of its biggest stars had more to hide than just a scandalous love affair or a box office flop. Today, we're diving into the lives of 35 actors who were secretly LGBTQ+, from classic film icons to modern-day legends. Their stories are just as intriguing as the roles they played. Let's get into it. Number 35, Danny Kaye. Danny Kaye, famous for The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, married composer Sylvia Fine in 1940, and they stayed together until he passed away in 1987. But things get a little more intriguing. According to Donald Spoto's biography of Sir Laurence Olivier, Kaye and the legendary Shakespearean actor were rumored to have had an affair. The story doesn't stop there. When Olivier's later wife, Dame Joan Plowright, was accused of breaking up his marriage to Vivien Leigh, she had a surprising response. Not guilty. Danny Kaye was on the scene long before I came along. It's one of those Hollywood rumors that keeps people talking, even today. Whether true or not, it adds another layer of mystery to the lives of these iconic stars. Number 34, Dirk Bogard. Dirk Bogard, whose full name was Derek Jules Gaspard Ulrich Niven van den Bogard, was a famous English actor, novelist, and screenwriter. Although he was gay, he had to stay in the closet due to the strict societal norms of the time. In the mid-20th century England, homosexuality was illegal, and his contract with Rank Studio included morality clauses. If the truth about his sexuality had come out, he likely would have been fired and his career ruined. Dirk was in a committed relationship with Anthony Forwood, and they shared homes together for nearly 4 decades, first in England and later in France, all while keeping their relationship private to protect Bogard's public image. Number 33, Roddy McDowall.
Imagine a life where a demon always walks with you. A life that was hidden secret, known to only a chosen few. We're diving into the world of Roddy McDowall, a child star who hustled from the shadows, working illegally even before hitting double digits.
Remember that episode of Friends where Monica asked for an Andy McDowell haircut but ended up with a Roddy McDowall look from Planet of the Apes? Well, the real Roddy McDowall was a British-American actor, famous for playing Cornelius and Caesar in the original Planet of the Apes movies. He was kind of the Andy Serkis of his time, except he had to rely on ape makeup instead of modern motion capture technology. Although McDowall never spoke publicly about his personal life, he had a relationship with actor Montgomery Clift in the early 1950s. Their romance remained private, but it's a fascinating part of Hollywood history that's hidden. Number 32, Rod Serling.
Rod Serling was a well-known writer before creating and appearing as the narrator in The Twilight Zone. While the show may have been the height of his career in pop culture, Rod wasn't finished after The Final Zone aired in 1964. What happened to the father of the fifth dimension after he returned to our realm? Is Serling's later work held in high regard? And how did it all end?
You are about to enter another dimension, a dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. A journey into a wondrous land of imagination. No, it's not Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory or Lil Nas X concert. We're talking about The Twilight Zone. This iconic 1960s sci-fi show pushed boundaries with its progressive views on race and gender. However, it's interesting to note that LGBTQ+ issues were noticeably absent from the series. Some wonder if this is because creator Rod Serling was gay. Classified files seem to suggest that that's the case. It's a fascinating aspect of his legacy that adds another layer to the groundbreaking show we all love. Number 31, Debbie Reynolds.
Could surpass Debbie Reynolds, who had worked with the greats. This energetic petite star was thrust into stardom and managed to hold her own. How was Debbie Reynolds used for hiding others' homosexuality?
Long before Tom Holland's epic lip sync to Rihanna's Umbrella, Debbie Reynolds was dancing alongside Gene Kelly and Singing in the Rain. She later became famous as Carrie Fisher's mom, but there's more to her story. According to the Daily Beast, declassified files from Hollywood's queer scene suggest that both Debbie and her husband, Eddie Fisher, were part of the LGBTQ+ community. Film historian Robert Osborne even claimed Debbie had a love affair with Citizen Kane and Bewitched star Agnes Moorehead. While Debbie denied it, her son, Todd Fisher, reportedly confirmed the romance actually happened. Quite the behind-the-scenes drama. Number 30. Eddie Fisher.
Eddie Fisher was one of the biggest pop stars of the 1950s, known as much for his string of #1 hits as the scandals surrounding his romantic entanglements. At the height of his fame, he dated Hollywood's most beautiful actresses and was deemed America's favorite husband when married to Debbie Reynolds. However, one fateful relationship change torpedoed his career and reputation in a blaze of headlines.
While Debbie Reynolds was the wholesome one, Carrie Fisher's dad, Eddie Fisher, was often at the center of scandal. Both Debbie and Elizabeth Taylor were married to him. Talk about awkward. He also had high-profile affairs with stars like Bette Davis, Mia Farrow, Julia Prowse, Kim Novak, Anne Margaret, and even Judy Garland. Interestingly, declassified files reveal that Eddie was secretly part of the LGBTQ+ community. Reynolds once quipped to the Telegraph, "Everyone I dated was gay," and it looks like that included her husband. His complicated love life and hidden truths add a fascinating twist to Hollywood history. Number 29. Tyrone Power. Tyrone Power was the ultimate swashbuckling heartthrob during Hollywood's golden age. But according to Scotty Bowers, women swooned over him, and he bedded quite a few of them, but he much preferred men. Tyrone was married twice, first to French silent film star Annabella, and later to stunning Mexican actress Linda Christian. He also had flings with iconic actresses like Lana Turner and Mai Zetterling. Plus, there was a rumored relationship with his witness for the prosecution co-star Charles Lawton. Tyrone's sexuality was confirmed by lifelong friend Cesar Romero in the 1996 book Hollywood Gays, adding another layer to this legendary star's complicated love life. Number 28. Vincente Manelli. Vincente Manelli was a talented stage and film director behind classics like Meet Me in St. Louis and Gigi. He's also well known for being married to the iconic Judy Garland and being the father of Liza Minnelli. To keep his sexuality under wraps, he married 4 women. According to Emmanuel Levy's biography, Vincente Manelli, Hollywood's dark dreamer, Manelli lived as an openly gay man in New York before arriving in Hollywood, where the town that made him a film legend pressured him back into the closet. His life story reflects the struggles many faced in Hollywood while trying to balance personal truths with public personas. Number 27. Jim Nabors.
As one couple splits, another ties the knot. Actor Jim Nabors has married his longtime partner Stan Cadwallader. The couple said "I do" in Seattle earlier this month after gay marriage became legal in that state. Nabors, who is 82, is best known for playing Gomer Pyle in the 1960s. The couple has been together 38 years.
Jim Nabors is best remembered for his role as Gomer Pyle on The Andy Griffith Show. His lovable, naive auto mechanic was so beloved that he even got his own spin-off, Gomer Pyle, USMC. In the early 1970s, Jim had a relationship with the iconic Rock Hudson, and the two men reportedly even married. However, Hudson later claimed the marriage was just a joke, playfully taking on the name Rock Pyle. Fast forward to January 2013, just a month after gay marriage became legal, Jim finally tied the knot with his partner of 38 years, Stan Cadwallader. It's a beautiful love story that shows how far we've come. Number 26. Shelly Winters. Shelly Winters lived quite a life, including 4 marriages. But her friendship with Marilyn Monroe adds an interesting twist. The two kept lists of famous men they wanted to sleep with. Marilyn even had Albert Einstein on hers. Shelly's love life didn't stop there. She had affairs with stars like Clark Gable, Sean Connery, Errol Flynn, William Holden, and even Farley Granger, who was openly gay. Beyond the gossip, Shelly's ties to Hollywood's queer scene were noted in government files. Her deepest connection, though, was with Jerry Deford, a gay man she lived with for 19 years. He was her platonic soulmate, and they married just hours before she passed in 2006. Number 25. George Cukor.
George Dewey Cukor was an American film director. He mainly concentrated on comedies and literary adaptations. His career flourished at RKO when David O. Selznick, the studio's head of production, assigned Cukor to direct several of RKO's major films, including What Price Hollywood.
Known as the woman's director, George Cukor had a special talent for guiding actresses to deliver iconic performances. He worked with some of the biggest stars, like Ingrid Bergman in Gaslight, Judy Garland in The Wizard of Oz and A Star is Born, and Audrey Hepburn in My Fair Lady. While Cukor kept his love life private, he became a trusted confidant in Hollywood's hidden gay community. His mansion, designed by gay actor Billy Haynes, became a gathering place for LGBTQ+ individuals in the industry, making it a safe space in a time when being open was nearly impossible. Number 24. Charles Laughton. Charles Laughton married actress Elsa Lanchester in 1929, and they stayed together for over 30 years. But behind the scenes, Laughton had another side to his personal life. He was one of Scotty Bauer's regular customers at the infamous gas station, which connected many Hollywood stars with discreet encounters. Laughton's first known relationship with a man was with actor David Roberts, which started in 1941 and lasted until 1950. Though Laughton and Elsa never had children, Elsa later revealed in her memoir that it was because Laughton was gay. Many of his contemporaries and Hollywood historians backed up her claim, shedding light on a hidden part of Laughton's life that wasn't widely known during his career. Number 23. Walter Pigeon.
Walter Pigeon was a Canadian actor who rose to fame during the golden age of Hollywood. Born in St. John, New Brunswick in 1897, Pigeon began his career on stage before transitioning to film.
If you've been hearing the name Scotty Bowers a lot, you're probably wondering who he is. Well, Scotty was Hollywood's go-to guy for discreet encounters with stars, and it all started at a gas station. In 1946, married actor Walter Pigeon pulled up to a gas station where Bowers, a 23-year-old ex-Marine, was working. Pigeon gave Scotty a $20 tip and invited him back to his place. That kicked off Scotty's career, and soon enough, he became a well-known figure in Hollywood's secret circles. Pigeon, impressed by Scotty, spread the word among his friends, and Bowers began providing services to many of Hollywood's elite. Scotty's story was even brought to life by Ryan Murphy in his Netflix show Hollywood, showcasing the secret side of Hollywood. Number 22. Sir Alec Guinness. Many of us know Sir Alec Guinness as the iconic Obi-Wan Kenobi from Star Wars: A New Hope, but there's so much more to his story. Throughout his incredible 7-decade career, he skillfully kept his personal life, especially his orientation, completely under wraps. It wasn't until after he passed away that the truth came to light. Guinness was a proud member of the LGBTQ community. His biographers revealed that his family and close friends had always known about his sexuality, but he managed to keep it private from the media and public eye. This remarkable actor lived a life filled with talent and mystery, showcasing his ability to separate his personal life from his celebrated career in a time when being open about one's identity was challenging. Number 21. Raymond Burr. Raymond Burr is probably best known for playing the brilliant defense attorney Perry Mason and the disabled detective in Ironside. He did marry Isabella Ward back in the 1940s, but that union didn't last long. In the 60s, Burr met another actor who truly caught his eye, Robert Benavidez. Although they were a well-known couple to friends, Robert was officially listed as Burr's business partner. They teamed up to buy and sell land in the 80s, keeping their personal relationship somewhat under wraps. When Raymond passed away in 1993, he left his entire estate to Robert, who had been his partner for over 40 years. In 2017, Robert sold the Raymond Burr Vineyards, a lasting legacy of their shared life together. Number 20. Clark Gable.
Clark Gable is regarded as one of the most handsome actors in Hollywood history, but there was one thing about him that his romantic co-stars just couldn't stand. Keep watching to discover all the secrets of this silver screen legend.
You can't talk about classic Hollywood without mentioning Clark Gable, who was once dubbed the King of Hollywood. Known for his charm and good looks, Gable married 5 times and had quite the reputation with the ladies. But it was also said that he had ties to the gay community. Rumors swirled around Tinseltown that he used his charisma to climb the ranks in showbiz. In David Brett's biography, it suggested that Gable was gay for pay, hinting at his willingness to have sexual relationships for money. This side of his life sometimes put him in tricky situations, as he wanted to keep it all hush-hush. Some say it was his secretive behavior that even led to George Cukor's firing from Gone with the Wind. Number 19. Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe had a dating life that remains a subject of intrigue and speculation. Throughout her career, Monroe's romantic relationships captured the public's attention, and rumors about her sexuality, including the notion that she was a lesbian, have persisted over the years.
Marilyn Monroe is one of those timeless icons who will always be remembered as a stunning beauty and a major sex symbol. Not to mention, an incredibly talented actress taken too soon at just 36. Throughout her short life, she had 3 marriages, but there's more to her story than just her romantic relationships. According to one of her last therapists, Dr. Ralph Greenson, Marilyn revealed she had affairs with some big names, including the legendary Joan Crawford. In recorded sessions, Marilyn recounted an encounter with Crawford, saying, "Oh yes, Crawford. We went to her bedroom. She had a gigantic orgasm and shrieked like a maniac. The next time I saw her, she wanted another round. After I turned her down, she became spiteful." Number 18. Katherine Hepburn.
You seem quite contemptuous of me all of a sudden.
No, Red. None of you. Never of you.
An actual carpet.
Well, whose idea was that?
What color would you like?
Well, I'd like no color.
What do you want?
You're wonderful.
Katherine Hepburn is an absolute legend, known not just for her incredible talent, but also for her androgynous appeal. Over her remarkable 60-year career, she snagged 4 Academy Awards, solidifying her status as one of Hollywood's greats. While many believe she had a long-term relationship with fellow actor Spencer Tracy, some say it might not have been what it seemed. Larry Kramer, a screenwriter and gay rights activist, claimed that the relationship was more of a friendship that worked for both of them. He asserted Hepburn and Spencer Tracy were both gay. They were publicly paired together by the studio. Plus, Scotty Bowers, known for his connections in Hollywood, claimed he set Katherine up with over 150 women in 50 years. Number 17. Anthony Perkins. Anthony Perkins is best remembered for his role as Norman Bates in the Psycho films. But there's more to his story than just horror movies. Perkins was a married man with 2 kids, yet he also had a complicated personal life, including several rumored affairs with men. His longest relationship was reportedly with actor Tab Hunter, which many fans didn't know about. Tragically, Perkins passed away in 1992 at the age of 60 due to AIDS-related complications. At the time of his death, he was surrounded by his wife, Barry Berenson, and their 2 teenage sons. This news hit his fans hard because his illness had been kept under wraps, making it a shocking revelation. Number 16. Barbara Stanwyck. Barbara Stanwyck was an absolute powerhouse in old Hollywood, gracing the screen in nearly 85 films over her incredible 60-year career. She received 4 Academy Award nominations, snagged an honorary Oscar in 1982, and was honored with the Cecil B. DeMille Award in 1986. Talk about a legacy. Stanwyck was married twice and also had 1 adopted son, but her personal life was a bit more complicated. It seemed her status as a possibly closeted lesbian was an open secret. Actor Clifton Webb even referred to her as my favorite Hollywood lesbian. Her biographer, Axel Madsen, echoed this sentiment, claiming that many believed she was Hollywood's biggest closeted lesbian. Number 15. Cesar Romero.
When she was under contract to Fox, she started dating, I remember the only one, the big one that I remember was Tyrone Power. And Tyrone Power used to come up to the Spalding Drive place with Cesar Romero, and I remember dancing with Cesar Romero in the apartment. As far as I know, and I really shouldn't say that, but I think he swung both ways because Cesar Romero was definitely gay.
Cesar Romero was truly a striking figure, standing tall at 6'3", with a devilishly handsome smile that made him perfect for leading man roles. Throughout his career, he shared the screen with Hollywood legends like Marlene Dietrich and Carole Lombard, and he was lifelong best friends with Joan Crawford. But perhaps most notably, he became a living legend when he played the Joker in the original Batman films. While fans loved him for his iconic roles, what's not widely known is that Romero was gay. He kept his sexuality private throughout his career, only revealing it to friends and colleagues within the industry. It's fascinating to think about how he navigated Hollywood during a time when being openly gay could have jeopardized his career. Number 14. Marlene Dietrich.
Marlene Dietrich was a legendary German-American actress and singer who had a 7-decade career, beginning during the golden age of Hollywood. And she was groundbreaking, not only in terms of her talent and success, but through her sexuality as well. She was part of a secretive society of Hollywood talent referred to as the Sewing Circle. This was made up mostly of closeted lesbian and bisexual women, and they played a role in breaking apart restrictive sexual norms in Hollywood.
Another legendary figure Madonna referenced in her iconic track Vogue is none other than Marlene Dietrich. It's fascinating to think that Madonna even drew inspiration from this blonde bombshell's distinctive style. Hailing from the LGBTQ+ friendly Weimar art scene, Marlene made her mark in Hollywood by boldly sporting pants and tuxedos, challenging norms and setting trends. She was unapologetically open about her attractions, kissing women on screen during the 1930s, a daring move for the time. Marlene was linked romantically to a number of famous women, including Kay Francis, Edith Piaf, Mercedes de Acosta, and even Greta Garbo. She affectionately called her circle of closeted actresses in Hollywood her sewing circle, highlighting the tight-knit yet hidden community of queer stars. Number 13. Rock Hudson. Throughout his career, Rock Hudson was the ultimate American heartthrob. With his stunning looks and incredible performances, he captivated audiences everywhere. But behind the scenes, he worked tirelessly to keep his personal life under wraps. That all changed when Confidential magazine threatened to reveal his homosexuality, sending shockwaves through his career. To deflect the rumors, Rock married Phyllis Gates. But the marriage was short-lived. Gates knew about Hudson's true sexuality, and they eventually went their separate ways. Just a few years later, in 1962, he met stockbroker Lee Garlington, and they enjoyed a long, intimate relationship. Rock's life and struggles were even featured in Ryan Murphy's 2020 Netflix series Hollywood. Sadly, he passed away from AIDS complications in 1985. Number 12. Ramon Navaro. Ramon Navaro, known for his role in the 1925 version of Ben-Hur, was a notable figure in the silent film era. With his charm and enthusiasm, this Mexican-born actor quickly became one of Hollywood's rising stars. However, behind the scenes, Navaro struggled to reconcile his attraction to men with his Catholic upbringing, which led him to rely on alcohol to cope. To deal with his loneliness, he secretly hired hustlers, trying to find connection while keeping his true self hidden. Unfortunately, in the late 60s, his life took a tragic turn when he invited 2 young brothers to his home. Those brothers ended up They were later convicted, but it's a sad reminder of the challenges he faced throughout his life. Number 11. Robert Reed. Robert Reed is likely best remembered as the lovable dad Mike Brady on The Brady Bunch. But what many fans didn't know is that Reed kept his sexuality under wraps, worried that coming out would hurt his career. In his memoir, drugs, and pilot season, casting director Joel Thurm shared some eye-opening stories about his experiences with Reed. Thurm mentioned that most of the people at industry parties in the 70s were actually gay, highlighting a side of Hollywood that wasn't often seen by the public. This secretive lifestyle was a huge burden for Reed, as he navigated the pressures of fame while trying to stay true to himself. It's a reminder of the complexities that many actors faced during that time, balancing personal truths with public personas. Number 10, Cary Grant.
Hollywood at the time when the golden age of cinema was happening was probably the most homophobic city in not just America, but the world.
Darling, that's me? Mm-hmm. You have a date, my beloved, July the 1st.
Cary Grant, known for his classic good looks and incredible acting skills, skyrocketed to fame in the 1930s. With memorable films like His Girl Friday and North by Northwest, this British-American actor became a Hollywood icon. While he was often seen as a ladies' man, having been married 5 times, that didn't seem to satisfy his need for love and connection. In recent years, though, some intriguing details about his personal life have surfaced. Grant lived with fellow actor Randolph Scott for several years, and rumors have persisted that their relationship was more than just a friendship. This adds a fascinating layer to Grant's legacy, revealing a side of him that contrasts with his public persona. Number 9, James Dean. Let's be real, this one's mostly hearsay, but there are plenty of whispers about James Dean's sexual orientation during his rise to fame. In 2016, a book titled James Dean, Tomorrow Never Comes, suggested that Dean had a secret relationship with fellow heartthrob Marlon Brando. The authors, Danforth Prince and Darwin Porter, are known for spinning some colorful tales about old Hollywood. But here's where it gets interesting. Casting director Joel Thurm mentioned that most of the attendees were gay. At the parties Dean would have attended. This comment has reignited those rumors, giving fans something to ponder. Whether or not Dean was involved in any romantic relationships, it adds another layer to his persona and the allure that surrounds him even today. Number 8, Patsy Kelly. Patsy Kelly was a breath of fresh air in the Hollywood during the 30s and 40s. Unlike many of her peers, she was completely open about her sexuality. In fact, she once told a publication that she identified as a dyke and shared that she lived with her girlfriend, insisting she would never get married. Kelly wasn't shy about her personal life at all, and she was romantically linked to the bold actress Tula Bankhead, who was also known for her bisexuality. Their relationship was quite the topic of conversation back then. This fearless attitude in an era where many stars kept quiet about their identities made Kelly a trailblazer. Her openness helped pave the way for future generations of LGBTQ+ actors, making her a significant figure in Hollywood history. Number 7, Greta Garbo. Greta Garbo was once hailed as the most beautiful woman in the world, known not just for her stunning looks, but also for her incredible acting talent and enigmatic personality. Throughout her life, she was fiercely private, and there was always some mystery surrounding her sexuality. While it's hard to pin down exactly where she fits on the LGBTQ+ spectrum, many remember her as a queer. Garbo was rumored to have had a bit of a love triangle with Mercedes de Acosta, who would often find solace in Marlene Dietrich's arms whenever Garbo pushed her away. Plus, there are whispers that she had deep feelings for her childhood friend, Mimi Pollock. Number 6, Joan Crawford.
Everyone loves a good Oscar story. And when you take a closer look at Joan Crawford's Oscar-winning performance in the 1945 film noir melodrama Mildred Pierce, you can see some parallels to this year's.
Joan Crawford is often remembered for her signature ankle-strap shoes, bold shoulder pads, and her infamous love for 100 proof vodka. But what many modern movie lovers might not know are the rumors about her sexuality. Crawford had a reputation as a bit of a man-eater, and it's long been said that she was bisexual. While it's still up for debate, there have been numerous reports over the years linking her to several famous actresses. She was rumored to have had affairs with Barbara Stanwyck, Marilyn Monroe, and Martha Raye, and an unknown actress named Marion Morgan. These stories paint a picture of her as a complex figure, someone who navigated the glamorous yet challenging world of Hollywood while embracing her desires. Number 5. Montgomery Clift. Montgomery Clift became famous for his roles in classics like A Place in the Sun and From Here to Eternity. While Clift later stated that his struggles with sexuality didn't drive his alcohol abuse, his battle with substance use did play a role in a car accident that left him injured. In the 2018 documentary Making Montgomery Clift, co-directed by his nephew Robert Clift and Robert's wife Hillary, Clift's personal life is explored further. His mother discussed her awareness of his sexuality from an early age, offering a more intimate perspective. In 2000, actress Elizabeth Taylor, one of Clift's closest friends, publicly acknowledged his homosexuality during the GLAAD Media Awards, bringing a fuller picture of the actor's life into the public eye. Number 4. Tula Bankhead.
Tula Bankhead's life unfurled like a decadent jazz-age dream, steeped in the smoky allure of forbidden indulgences and the shimmering glow of stage lights. Born into the fading grandeur of Southern aristocracy, Tallulah's entrance into the world was marked by tragedy.
Tula Bankhead was a celebrated theater actress, film star, and party-loving socialite known for her wild lifestyle and disregard for convention. Famous for her quick wit and outrageous behavior, she loved pushing the limits of what was acceptable in her time. Bankhead had a well-documented love for breaking boundaries, both professionally and personally. She allegedly shared romantic liaisons with several high-profile women, including Mercedes de Acosta, an openly gay writer and socialite, as well as screen legends Greta Garbo, Hope Williams, and Barbara Stanwyck. Bankhead's boldness and refusal to follow society's rules made her an unforgettable figure. Her unapologetic approach to life and relationships left a lasting mark on Hollywood, earning her a reputation as a trailblazing icon who lived life boldly without fear of judgment. Number 3. Lizabeth Scott. Lizabeth Scott was often called the poor man's Lauren Bacall, but that label really didn't do her justice. Sure, she was a blonde bombshell with a smoky voice and serious acting chops, much like Bacall. But Scott had her own unique charm and elegance that set her apart from other film noir stars. Sadly, her promising career took a hit in 1954 when Confidential magazine published a scandalous expose. The tabloid accused her of being into baritone babes, a not-so-subtle way of implying she was a lesbian. Even though Scott sued the magazine, the damage was done, and the rumor hurt her reputation. Her career never fully bounced back after that, despite her talent and star power. Number 2. Tab Hunter. Tab Hunter was a 1950s and 60s heartthrob who got his big break at just 17, all thanks to his good looks. While Confidential magazine tried to stir up scandal by exposing his past arrest for lewdness, code for showing any signs of homosexuality in public at the time, his studio brushed it off, and the public quickly moved on. Though Hunter kept his sexuality private for most of his career, he eventually shared his truth in his 2005 memoir, Tab Hunter Confidential, where he opened up about his relationship with fellow actor Anthony Perkins. Despite the challenges of staying closeted in Hollywood, Hunter's legacy as a beloved star remains strong. Number 1. Marlon Brando.
Marlon Brando changed Hollywood with his macho acting style and sexual appeal. But what may be a surprise to many is that he was a bisexual sex fiend who slept with plenty of Hollywood's biggest male stars. The two-time Oscar winner had 3 wives, multiple mistresses, and at least 15 children. With roles like Vito Corleone in The Godfather, which is regarded as one of the greatest movies ever, Brando still found time to sleep with screen legends.
Marlon Brando, known as one of Hollywood's greatest actors, was openly bisexual. In a 1976 interview with a French journalist, he famously said, "Homosexuality is so much in fashion, it no longer makes sense," and openly admitted, "Like a large number of men, I too have had homosexual experiences, and I am not ashamed." Despite his honesty about his sexuality, Brando denied rumors of a relationship with fellow icon James Dean. Though the speculation persisted. In his memoir, Songs My Mother Taught Me, he addressed many aspects of his life, but remained firm in dismissing the claims of a romantic involvement with Dean, keeping some details of his personal life private despite his openness. And there you have it, the top 32 secretly LGBTQ+ actors who made history in Hollywood. These stars shattered barriers and paved the way for more open conversations around identity in the industry. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more untold stories from Hollywood's past. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.